Hey everybody, this is some content from Act 2. So I have, for the first minute here, it's just kind of a spoiler warning because the visuals and everything about the game change so dramatically that if you're not ready for it and you don't realize what you're watching, you're going to spoil the game for you. So if you haven't gotten Act 2, I suggest you don't watch any of the other videos in this playlist because it really is kind of jarring and a really neat surprise when you start Act 2, when you finally get there. So please avoid watching these videos until you are in need of the information and until you know what is going on in Act 2. That's your warning. Here comes the video. Okay, we're going to take a look at the Devil's Play trophy now. So as I mentioned in the previous video, the dummy here is really great for getting a couple things out of the way, for just practicing with the cards if you want to see what they do, and also for gaining foils so you can go and buy the last few packs of cards that you need. Right now what I'm doing is I'm kind of organizing my deck here so that I have the cards that I need. And what I'm going to show you is all three different ways that you can do this. The most effective way is using a Stim Mage. And if you want to go directly to that just to know what's the fastest, easiest way to do it, go to about 8 minutes into this video and you will see the optimal way to do it. But in the event that you don't have the Stim Mage or you don't have the Energy Conduit card or any of the other conduit cards, because in order to do it you need 4 specific cards. You need a green Mox gem card, so you need either Bleen's Mox, Garange's Mox, the Emerald Mox card, or the Mox module card. Any of those 4 cards are going to allow you to use the Stim Mage card, which needs a green gem. Okay, so you need one of those cards, the Stim Mage, and then in between the Stim Mage you need the Energy Conduit card and any of the other conduit cards, whether it be Factory, Buff, or I wrote Energy here. There must be a fourth conduit card that I didn't write down properly. I'm going to have to edit this trophy guide here. But that's what you need. But if you don't, there's the Stim Mage there. That's the 3rd card there. But if you don't have any of those cards, you can try to do it this way. This is the Ouroboros Method. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up a couple things here. First, we're using the Spore Digger. That is a Grave Digger, I think the card is called. If you take 2 Grave Digger cards to the mycologist, they will make the Spore Digger card. It's one of 4 cards that they will make for you that you're going to need for collective effort. So I'm using it to gather up bones on every play. The problem with this is you only have about 20 cards in your deck, and every turn you're going to get a card in your deck, and when those cards run out you're going to go into starvation, and that's not a good thing. You don't want to do that. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get to the point where I don't run out of cards. So we have enough bones to buy the Pharaoh's Pet, which is the card on the bottom there on the very right. It's a black goat that can be sacrificed infinitely. So you get that there, and that's going to allow you to sacrifice for the Ouroboros and then get rid of the Ouroboros and just go over and over again with the Ouroboros until it gets to 666. The other method is, or the other option is for this method, is you get 2 necromancers, or at least 1 necromancer, and what the necromancers do is when you lose a card, when you kill a card, or a card gets loses in battle and is destroyed, it will create a copy and then kill it again. So essentially what we're doing right here is we're gaining 3 points on our Ouroboros every single time we kill it with the hammer. So you sacrifice, get the Ouroboros, then get rid of the Ouroboros, and now the Ouroboros is automatically 3 points higher, and you continue to do that. So the option is you can do that over and over again, and again it's slightly clumsy, but it works well enough. Eventually, if you get your Ouroboros to 222 points, and again you have to do this that many times in order to get the points up to 222. So every time you do this, you gain 3 more points, 3 more attack power points, and you can continue to do this. I accidentally got rid of the Necromancer here, which was not a good idea because now it slowed me down. But I knew I wasn't going to end up going this route because it was just taking too long. But essentially, if you get your Ouroboros to 222 and then you clear the Pharaoh's Pet and you cleared them from the playing area, and you put your 3 Ouroboroses on, and you use all 3 of them, so they do an attack of 666. The 3 of them together, you should be able to get the trophy. Or you can just get the 2 Ouroboroses up to 333 each, and do it that way if you don't want to risk. Because I don't know, if you put the 3rd Ouroboros at 222 on the left slot, it's going to hit that practice mage, and I don't know if those 222 points are gonna work, and then you might have actually wasted all that time doing it. So I would suggest you don't go this route, but if you are stuck and you need to, that's what you can do. So I got up to 58, and then I gave up. I said, why bother? But that is one option. Another option that we're going to look at after we get the trophy, and after I show you the optimal route, is using cards that use bones. We have ways of getting bones, and it's almost unlimited, but the problem with that is as I mentioned, when you run out of cards in your deck, you go into starvation. I'm going to show you what that looks like in a little bit, but first we're going to look at the optimal route. Okay, so the optimal route is, again, it's on the left slot. You want to put any card that gives you that green triangle gem or mox. Okay, you want the Stim Mage in the 3rd slot where we have it here, and then you want the Energy Conduit, and it doesn't matter if it's on the right or left of the Stim Mage, and then you want any of the other conduit cards on the other side of it. That is the Gar Mage, or the Gar Mage. That's one of those cards that 2 bones equals 1 attack point. So if you can find a way to get unlimited bones, you could do essentially the same thing that we're going to do with the Stim Mage. But as I mentioned, gathering up bones is risky because you could go into starvation. So we're getting very close to running out of cards, but we're just waiting to get the one conduit card that I need in order for this whole thing to work. There's another Stim Mage. Well, that's almost useful. Okay, there we go. Finally, we have it. Okay, so Energy Conduit. I like to put it on the left. Doesn't really matter. Oh wait, no. Do I put it on the right? No. Oh, I was just showing you how that works. You can you can use that to buy attack power. Again, every 2 bones for 1 attack point, 1 power point, you know, which means you need to gather up 130 to 13, I don't know. You know what? I'm not doing the math. Yeah, 1320. You know what? Forget it. I'm not doing the math. Forget it. Just forget it. Anyway, so this is the actual setup right here. The gem, energy conduit, Stim Mage, and then the other conduit card. And then all you have to do is press the triangle, and because those 2 conduits together form unlimited energy, you just hit the triangle button while you have that Stim Mage card selected, and all you have to do is hit it 666 times, and then you're done. You're ready to go. Every other method, you have to move cards around, you have to do all this stuff. It's just a lot more than you really want to be doing with your fingers, with the controller, with your time. It's not worth it. So I cut out about 9 minutes of me hitting that button, and we're almost at 666 here. And you see a lot of the cards on the bottom here are cards you can use for the gems that you need. They're cards that either create bones or you can spend bones for attack power. The Ouroboros is there, the other Stim Mage is there, the Pharaoh's Pet is there, the Necromancer is there, the Mage is there, and the other conduit card that we could have used. And there we go. We got 666. It says, I think the trophy says over 666 power, but 666 all by itself works just as well. And I think it goes without saying, this is an ideal way to gather up foils in order to buy any card packs, anything you need in Act 2. The earlier you can do this, the less time you have to spend playing card battles and trying to get overkill points so that you have foils. It's just a matter of finding the cards that you need. And again, those 4 cards, they're not the easiest ones to find. Especially the energy conduit. I think it's a rare card, and I think it's only available in certain card packs. And I don't even think it's available in the Temple of Magics, if I remember correctly. I'm walking over here to the bottom floor of the Temple of Magics, and I'm just looking through the book that tells you what cards you have, what cards you're missing. I will be covering that in the collective effort trophy. I forgot what it was called there for a second. And you need, there's 97 cards altogether, and you get the trophy once you collect the 96th card. So you don't actually have to collect every single one of the cards that's in here. If you're missing one of those rare ones or something like that. So we're going to look at 2 examples of the bone method. Bone Heap and the Mage are the 2 that come to mind. I don't know. Let me see if I can pull up my trophy guide here. I don't think there's any other ones that have this method where you press a button and you spend bones in order to get attack power. But again, when you use the Grave Digger, you get 1. When you use the Spore Digger, you get 2 bones. And you have to do this 600. If you're using the Spore Digger, you got to do it 666 times. Wait, no. Again, that's incorrect. You have to get twice the amount of bones so that you can spend it to get 666. So it's really, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And what you're going to see here is now we are out of cards, okay? And we didn't even get bones. We didn't even get enough bones. Oh, we must have spent it. That's why. But I'm going to show you just quickly here. Hopefully it's quickly. I'm gathering up more bones. I see. But you're going to see what happens when you run out of cards. You're going to go into starvation. And that's what starvation looks like. He puts down attack 1, health 1, and then attack 2, health 2. He's going to get rid of I keep saying he like we're fighting Leshy. 3/3. You get the idea. So that's not a good way. Now, here is the way that the bone method can work for you. Again, only use this if you can't get your hands on the cards you need for the Stim Mage method. There is a card that you can get when you make the Dark Offering to the Bone Lord. It's right here, the Bone Lord's Horn. So that works just like the Stim Mage. It uses energy, and it spends 3 bones? No. It gives you 3 bones. Okay, so there you go. So, again, it's a lot of clicking, but the way that this works is, just like the Stim Mage, unlimited energy with the energy conduit and any other conduit card. So I can generate 3 bones with every click, and then I can spend 2 bones for attack power on the bone heap. So if you hate your thumbs, this is the method for you. You know, go ahead and hit that triangle button until you have so many bones that I don't even want to do the math what you need. And then you go over to the bone heap, and then every 2 bones gives you 1 additional attack power. There you go. Now, as you can see, the way this is lined up, I wouldn't even be able to do this properly because I can't attack the card that is above the bone heap. But I just wanted to show this method and prove that it does work. Again, it works in theory, but will you ever have fingers again after pressing this button so many times? I don't think so. This is a lot. It's a lot to do. But that is another method if you're really running out of options. But that is Devil's Play, and that gives you the chance to get 666 hits in a turn. Use the Stim Mage method, and if you can't, use the Ouroboros method, and if you really are in a pickle, use the Bone Lord's Horn, and enjoy all the foils you're going to have. I hope this helped. Take care.